Good morning. Welcome to Creative Companions. Oh, it's asking me to do something here. Okay. The computer was talking to me. It's nice and warm here in the sun. I hope it's warm where you are. I'm going to start over. Welcome to Creative Companions, where we're all believing mirrors for one another. Thank you for showing up. We're going to just start right off with just start breathing wherever you are, whatever you're doing. If you're still bustling about, gathering your things, just do that, but become conscious of your breath now. We start each Creative Companions group with meditation, and meditation can be an all-day practice, just focusing on our breathing as we do the things. And focusing on our breathing helps bring us to the now, where life's at, so that we can experience the moments and we can be here now with one another. I'm really thankful that y'all showed up. Thanks for being here. This week we're going to talk about recovering a sense of autonomy, and we're going to work on the art that we started last week. I'm using acrylic paint, and this is what I've done so far. Bonnie, who's here with me, is using markers, and you want me to show? Can I toss it here? So you have the option to use whatever medium works for you. If you haven't seen last week's live feed and haven't gotten this far, just grab yourself a piece of cardboard and your favorite things, be it markers, thanks, Bonnie, markers, acrylic paint, watercolor. We painted a sky, a foreground, a sun wherever we wanted that sun to be, and then a rainbow because we want to use all the colors, I'm really thankful that I use my art and my experiences to bring healing to all. I believe that we're energy and light, and we're made up of all the colors, so it takes all the colors to heal all the colors. So I encourage you to just, use all the colors. So you'll need your brushes, your water, whatever tools that you use. Get as comfy as possible. You're in your space there. I hope you're warm wherever you are. You people up north, I know it's been cold and snowy. So get yourself something to drink. We're going to be playing together for about an hour. Just slowing down, focusing on our breathing, settling into our seat wherever we are, whether we're sitting. Maybe we're going to lie down for this meditation, curl up on our couch, in our blankie. However, I'm just relaxing. I'm going to give you lots of options because we've been doing lots of different meditations each week. You can zen out with your eyes open. Find something you want to use as your focal point, maybe the painting that we're going to continue. Maybe you zen out looking at that while simply focusing on your breath, noticing. Maybe you close your eyes. Maybe you do a combination of the two. I like letting my eyelids get heavy for sure. All you have to do now is breathe in and out. If you just got here, we're meditating. Just get comfortable in your body and in your spot. Simply breathing in and out. hearing the sounds around us, knowing that those sounds just help us to relax more, knowing that it's safe to be here in this body, it's a good place to be, breathing. Breathing and allowing, just allowing the thoughts to come and go like clouds. Remembering it's okay to fidget, move to a spot you're more comfortable, or keep it moving if that's what you need. Don't forget to breathe. So add a little hand mudra to our meditation and just opening our palms and then bringing them over our heart, one hand over the other, and just breathing in and breathing out. Still your little heart. Just breathing in, relax. Breathing out, relax more. Now if you would just open your arms wide like the beautiful butterfly that you are. Take a deep breath in, and then as you exhale, just wrap yourself up in a nice hug. Just breathe in and out there for a minute. Perhaps you can add the affirmation, I love myself right now, exactly as I am. I love myself right now, exactly as I am. And then let that go and relax into your chair. Let the sounds pass by. We're going to open our eyes and wiggle our fingers and toes and come back to this room and this now. You were zen out with your eyes open, maybe blink a couple times. So we meditate to be here now with our fine selves and with one another. Hello, all you all out there. I see you. It's hard for me to see my comments today because of the way the sun is hitting the screen, but I see some of you there. Thank you. We're going to so art here. Okay, I had to get rid of something there on the screen. I got myself off track. I needed that meditation too. Take a drink of water if you need one. We're going to start on our craft here in just a second. I hope everybody had a good week. It gets bumpy sometimes. when it does, we use our tools and remember to breathe. And so weekly check-in, morning pages, wondering how that's going for everyone. Um, useful tool for me. Um, so 3 pages of brain drain. I'm not going to go into what that is anymore. I hope you're using the tool and learning yourself. And if you haven't tried it, give it a try. Artist date. Be curious to know if you took an artist date. Did you take an artist date this week, Bonnie?
I danced.
You danced? Oh, good. Bonnie had a dance party. So have a dance party with yourself. That's a good suggestion.
Dance party.
Yeah, I like that. And I like to have a dance party while I paint sometimes, like put on my favorite tunes. And like this idea of an artist day is to really honor your artist self and give yourself that 1 hour pampering once a week to really do something you love to do. And sometimes it does help to set a timer, like in meditation. Um, yeah, so that you stick with it, you know, like for my walks, which is something new for me that I've added. I'd like my walks to be 20 minutes. I don't always remember to check the time before I take off. And so I'd like to know. So anyway, it's about dedicating that time. And if you're here with me now and you're going to stay the whole hour, congratulations, you're dedicating that time to your artist self just by showing up here and being here. Um, So the other thing is the chapter. Wondering if you read the chapter, if you could let me know in the comments. It's Recovering a Sense of Autonomy, week 11. Uh, Boo Radley. If you know me well, you know autonomy is my favorite word. Autonomy is a deeply felt personal endorsement of your own self and your own actions. It's believing in you. It's self-governing. It's independence in one's thoughts or actions, to think, feel, make decisions, and act on one's own governing source. I see it too as autonomy is to, and we're all in all kinds of relationships, it's to be able to be in relationship with others and remain an autonomous person. And like this gets tricky because, I believe it's all one, we're all one, I, and all of that. This is a group experience, the artist way, but it's all a very individual experience. You are a unique expression of the light. That's why we're in different bodies, I guess. I hope that made sense what I just said. Um, Yeah, so it's learning to rely on oneself, which isn't that what we've been talking about with the artist way all along? I must learn that as an artist, my credibility lies with me. We can replace the word artist with human. I must learn that as a human, my credibility lies with me, what I do. In other words, if I have a poem to write or a song to sing or a painting to write, I need to do that thing as a commitment to my artist self. It's creating what needs to be created. You can't plan this stuff, you just do the things. So how about we get to our creative stuff while I talk? So let's go to our sky first today, and we're going to add some clouds. So my sky is purple, white, and blue was what I started with. So I'm going to go with those same colors again on my palette to start with. Um, Again, if you're doing, woo, that was fun. My paint just squirted all across the thing. So purple, blue. I'm I'm just going to go blue and white because my sky is like more purple than blue. So I'm going to add some just blue and white clouds here. I'm going to start with a dry brush that hasn't been in the water yet. Let's see. And if you're doing markers or different art form, um, I guess this is a challenge if you want to see how can you incorporate some clouds into what you've done so far. And clouds, I always say about clouds, as in nature, there is no perfection. There can be, clouds are impossible, and there are many different clouds in the sky at the same time. So uniformity is not even necessary. You don't have to make all your clouds the same. I have a hair stuck to my brush. Um, so I'm going with this dry brush that's kind of all messed up, and I'm going to mix a little of the white and the blue together on my brush first. And again, I didn't put that in water yet. Where do I want to put a cloud? Let's put one here. So a cloud, I think of like cotton balls, like circles, poofy. So I'm going to do, let me make sure I'm on camera good. Where does I need to be? Here. All right, so I'm going to do a poofy cloud here. So I'm going to just do circular motions, leaving some of the sky show through, letting it be thinner in places. And as my brush dries out, you see you can drag it in the way the wind would be blowing. I'm also going to use that dry brush and do this around my rainbow to give it a little light while I have this dry brush. So just playing around in the sky, lightly add some clouds. If you do, like if you do a puffy cloud and then you pull in a direction, like I'm doing, I'm pulling this way, which means my wind is blowing that way. So you would want to do them all in the same direction. Also, sometimes like clouds, to make them look really poofy, they have like a heavier part at the bottom, which is like a shadow. So I'm going to come back with a darker blue to this cloud and do like the same kind of circular motion, but just along the bottom there to just give it a little depth. See that? So just play with some clouds. I'm going to put a highlight there along my grass. I may even come over here to my sun. And so I'm saying play around in the sky here for just a little while. And then I'll show you something different in a minute. Yeah. So let's see. So we must be willing to do a bad painting to get to a good painting, or a bad, and I guess it's getting beyond even calling it that. It's just works in progress. It's works of art, not good or bad. Only thinking makes it so. Growth looks messy sometimes, you know? So it's not always pretty or beautiful. And like a work of art, people always say, how do you know? How do you know when you're done? For me, it's when I fall in love with it, you know? So my life is my art. And she's talking about artist dates here. When our life gets dull and boring, so does our work. And that's where an artist date can really help spur and add some excitement to our life. So as an artist, my self-respect comes from actually showing up and doing the work, playing the music, doing the painting. For me, showing up here every week for Creative Companions has been my recent um, creative challenge outside my box a little. Um, so yeah, if I don't create, I get crabby, she says. And I have found this to be very true. Ignoring my artist could mean a grinding depression, you know, and how often have we laid there on the couch in that grinding depression thinking, oh, I could like make those curtains. That would be pretty. But I'll just lay here. So it's just learning to get up and do the thing and do the thing and treat your artist like the child that it is and let it play in the paint. Um, so we're going to look at the foreground here of our painting a minute. And at this point, let's go ahead and put all the colors you want on your palette. I'm just going to take a minute to do that. So remember to breathe. And this idea of autonomy. She says there's a connection between self-nurturing and self-respect. If I allow myself to be bullied by other people's urges for me to be more normal or more nice, I sell myself out. They may like me better and feel more comfortable with me and my more conventional appearance or behavior, but I will hate myself. And then hating myself, I'll lash out at others. So one of my counselors said, you keep saying they, what will they think? Who are they and why does their opinion matter that more than your own? We're talking about your opinion of yourself and your art, you know? You're the guiding force, man. You're the main character. And like I said last week, George O'Keeffe said, when the whole world is trying to make me do and be things their way, the least I can do is paint how I want to. So if you want to paint with your fingers, paint with your fingers, paint with your toes, paint with your nose. Actually, the tip of the nose makes a perfect circle. So if you put the paint on the tip of your nose and touch that to your canvas, it does make a perfect circle. So when artists are not creating, she says, we're not always very normal or nice to ourselves or others. And what I've noticed is it starts off with the self, not being nice to the self, and then it spills over onto others. Yeah, that doesn't feel good. All right, all the colors, all the colors. What we're going to do is just allow ourselves to play on this field of green that we made last time. And like I put a stripe of red here through mine, I'm going to now take a small brush. Let's take a small flat brush. And I'm going to turn that red part into flowers by making a little bit of pink because I have a dark red there. So I'm going to make a little pink. Let's make it into roses. So let me come closer. So roses have curved shape. So I made it a little lighter than I'd like, so I'm going to add some darker. See that? I'll make it big. So I made it look kind of like a rose. And as I say with landscapes and with painting, like think of this as a surreal, even impressionistic painting. You're indicating roses, indicating flowers. Ooh, roses have a cute little rose buds that are always there. They're the tiny little one. And when I put it on this background of red, that indicates more darker roses behind these lighter ones that I'm putting, see? Eventually we can put in some green. I'll just go ahead and do that now. I'm not even cleaning my brush in between. I'm just going to take some green and make some green little leaves there. And mixing whatever color you're using with a little white, but not fully mixing the colors on your brush can give you both colors at the same time. See that? And you just make your paintbrush go in the shape of a leaf. Just a little swish. See that? So that's roses. You can add, of course, you could use a rounder brush and add like the daisy kind of flowers, like that would have, I'm going to put those over here, like white petals like that. Maybe one that you would see the whole, remember to breathe, the whole way around. And then maybe they have a yellow in the middle. See? Or black-eyed Susans that have orange and then black in the middle. Just make your favorite flowers. I like to make the, what are they called? Irises or flags, I think people call them, that are purple and white or blue and white. I'll make one for you. So I make like what I consider a tongue first. That's the front petal. And then I make a petal that comes out this way and goes up. See that? And then one from the other side that goes out this way and goes up. See that? They touch at the top. And then I make two more petals that go like this. I'll show you in a second, Bonnie. I realize you can't see over there. I'm making like those kind. So they have like the shape that goes up like that. And then it goes like that. So yeah, and those come in all different colors and stuff. And then they have that little furry bit in the middle, you know? So I put that little furry bit right there. And sometimes it has a little bit yellow. There. See? So, you can fill your field. I'm from Western Pennsylvania. That's a hard sentence for me. With flowers. And then you can take your green and come back to your flowers and give them some stems. Remember, those are really skinny. See that? Mm-hmm. So yeah, just play with that. You can put more clouds in your sky. Just play and play and play and play. And think of filling up this area with just foliage now. Another thing you can do with foliage too, that I like to do, is take a brush that's kind of like really messed up. My bristles are all bleh. And I'm going to just plop that into the green and the white each a little bit. Don't mix it. And I'm going to make like what would be like a bush over here. Sorry. See, just by going up and down, up and down, up and down. And that'll become like a little bush that I could put some purple in and make it into a lilac bush. Oh, maybe you want snow on your land. Maybe where you live, the flowers are all, you could make that all brown foliage and green foliage and top it with some snow. Um, you can remember that your sun is shining this way and continue to do things with your dry brush. Like every time my brush gets dry, I can come over here and do this. We're not trying to control the outcome. We're just playing here. Ooh, I like that. I made like a fuzzy swirl there. So just play and have fun and fill in this green area with different, like in foliage, when you're looking at a field of flowers, there's lines going every which way, flowers growing all over, so just, and they would grow in patches, right? So I would add more daisies here, a big patch of daisies there. Maybe my roses come running off. I am going to go back to those roses next. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. So, creativity is a spiritual practice. It's not something that can be perfected, finished, and set aside. It's an experience that we're continuing and having. When we finish one painting, we don't go, now I've done that thing, I've been an artist and I'll move on to something else. No, we go on and do the next one. When we finish one song, what are we going to do now? The ruthless truth is, if we don't keep moving, we kind of sink. So the choice is very simple. We can choose to rest on what we've done prior, or we can continue to begin anew, which keeps it exciting and fun, and try new things. Regain the enthusiasm you had as a youth. That's a quote. Ferns has a shirt that says that. Yeah, it's the willingness to be a beginner and to begin anew. And we're going to get knocked off course, and we're going to find that weeks, months even have gone by and we haven't created any art. Life gets in the way. Thank you. That's called an iris. She said iris that I made. Okay. I knew I was getting that wrong. It says as artists we are travelers. And we are. We're time travelers. Whether we're sitting in one place or not. We're traveling in our creative mind. That was a pretty butterfly. Ooh, we could add butterflies too. And the thing I say also, if you're doing an acrylic painting, um, as you work on your painting, your brushes get smaller and smaller and smaller, which what you're doing is it's like using a zoom lens and zooming in and looking at the fine details and going with the small brush and now adding butterflies sitting on our flower. You're going to need a smaller brush than you used to make the flower to make the butterflies, and sometimes I use magnifying glasses so that I can add details to my paintings that I can't even see with my naked eye. Just get that involved with it. Yeah. So it's like Zen and out. They talk about the Zen of sports or exercise, which is the next thing she talks about in the chapter on autonomy, about getting into our bodies and how.
The Zen of motorcycle repair is one.
Motorcycle repair?
Yeah, it's like a book, The Zen of Motorcycle Repair.
Okay, yeah.
But it's a real thing because you go into that spot.
Right. So you just go into that place of being in flow with whatever you're doing. Um, she talks about moving meditation. This means one where the act of motion puts us into the now and helps us to stop spinning in our minds. 20 minutes a day is sufficient. The object is to stretch your mind more than your body, so there doesn't need to be an emphasis on fitness, although eventual fitness is a likely result. Um, the goal is to connect with a world outside of ourselves. And when we go for a walk, like if we go everywhere in our car, things zoom by, and we just see it with the quickness. It's different to walk to a place that you usually drive to walk there. You'll see different things. And Julia Cameron writes a lot about her walks in her other works. If you've read any of those, and in this one, she writes about her walks. She recommends taking a good friend on a walk. It's one of the things that I very much enjoy doing with my friends and with my kids and with my firm, with your pets. Going for a good walk. Um, It teaches us a sense of satisfaction and a job well done. If you make a commitment like I have, like let's go on a 20-minute walk a day, when you finish that 20 minutes, you can feel your legs are pumping and your heart are pumping, and you're going, hey, yay me, I did the thing. I did the thing, and that's a simple one. So part of this learned creative process, what she said, part of this learned creative patience has to do with connecting to a sense of universal creativity. And when we're out there walking, we're riding our bike, we're doing yoga in the sun, or meditating in the sun, it's a time to silence things and aha moments are known to occur. So it's not only the sense with communion with nature that creates a singing in the heart. An endorphin-induced natural high is one of the byproducts of exercise itself. So, as an artist, walking offers the added benefit of sensory saturation. Like I just said, things don't whiz by. We really see them. We really hear them. We really feel that wind against our skin. Yeah. It's like we talked about filling the well. A good long walk is a good way to fill the well. You'll come back with creative ideas. And where you might have been avoiding your musical instrument or your canvas, after the walk, you may go right to it and do the thing. This is Julia again, reading from the book. As we said before, we learn by going where we have to go. Exercise is often the going that moves us from stagnation to inspiration, from problem to solution, from self-pity to self-respect. We do learn by going. We learn we are stronger than we thought. We learn to look at things with a new perspective. We learn to solve our problems by tapping our own inner resources and listening for inspiration, not only from others, but from ourselves. Seemingly without effort, our answers come while we swim or walk or ride or run. This is one of the fruits of exercise. So yeah, that might be something to think about and ask yourself if you're using that tool. And as we go through life and we're challenged with things that come up on our path, and we all struggle, we learn new tools to help us. And I'm just so thankful to be using my art and my experiences to help facilitate healing. Um, yeah, I'm going to make some more roses on my palette here. Um, Ooh, those ones look all stripey. And again, with this art project and any art project you're doing, it's slowing down with yourself and just enjoying the process. This is you in real time making a mark on the world. Ooh, think of it that way. Like right here, right now, you're making your mark. This says you were here, you're real, you know? And like I have said and like learned through being a mother, we all just want to be seen and heard. We want love and approval, and that's what we want. Um, and we need to first give that to ourselves. I now love and approve of myself exactly as I am is a fabulous affirmation to write in your journals. Next, she talks about building an artist altar for yourself. This is another way to honor your artist. Um, we respond as humans well to ritual and those kinds of things. So creating ritual around doing your art, like for me, lighting some incense, standing in Wonder Woman pose, and taking some deep breaths in front of the canvas before I begin is a little ritual that helps put me in the space of acting as my artist in the flow of time. Julia says morning pages are a meditation, a practice that bring you to your creativity. In order to stay easily and happily creative, we need to stay spiritually centered, and rituals help to center us. When we creating rituals of our own is beautiful. Making this yours. What works for you? Burning some sage, some incense, playing some music that you like, playing some drums, a little meditation before you start. Small rituals, self-devised, are good for our soul. It is a reminder and an acknowledgement of the fact that our Creator unfolds our creativity. So we'll fill our altar with things that make us happy. You know, this is another thing that feeds our little artist self. Remember, our artist is a child. It speaks the language of the soul. Music, shells, dance, paint, song, meditation, swings, nature, being here now, friends, pets. Today's going to be a most spectacular day. How's your field of flowers looking, folks? How's your progress over there, Bonnie? Ooh, I just stuck my thumb in my green bush. That's what she said.
I am golden.
Golden.
Golden with my markers.
Yay, markers. So I'd love to hear about your artist dates. I could use some inspiring ideas myself of different things to do. Um, I wanted to take a minute as we are on week 11, and I hope that you are more and more hearing your own voice and listening to that voice and being willing to give yourself the things you need moment to moment, because that changes.
You good?
Smile at your friends. The friendlier you are to the world, the friendlier the world is to you. That's what my friend Alex used to say. So just keep making your flowers. Feel free to add whatever you want and take as much time as you want. Um, Again, Sunday Fun Day, a great opportunity to live like love isn't real. And no, I said that so wrong. Rewind. Time isn't real and only love matters. That's how I'd like to go through my days. This time's going to go by no matter what. The time keeps on ticking, ticking. See how I'm making lilacs? I just took like a purple and white, and I'm just going up and down to create like a lilac bush there. I'm going to maybe put some more purples over here and over here. Just make this as beautiful as you want to. Don't feel a need to be done with it. You might paint on this today and set it aside. Sit it somewhere where you'll see it. This is another suggestion about when we're making art and we're doing an artistic practice. Honor your art. You know, if you're not sure if you're done with it, and sit it where you'll see it in the morning with fresh eyes. And then when you do, you might pick it up and go, oh, I do need some more daisies over here, fill that space in. And don't give yourself a time limit on when this particular piece of art needs to be complete. I'm now dry brushing some purple lines. I'm just going to play with this, you know, and just allowing yourself to just play. Just, we're just playing, and then we'll surprise ourselves. This is how we get to the other side. We just show up with our supplies like I'm doing now. You know, this was a meditation I used to do a lot, was just show up on my yoga mat in the sun and put all my art supplies around me. You know, whatever I think I might need, books I might want to read, my paints, my sketches, my sketching supplies, my camera, um, my journal. Just put all those things around me. This is a good artist date suggestion, I realize as I'm saying it. And just allow myself to sit in that spot and do whatever I feel next and next and next within those creative supplies right there. Until, and this is when I was a young mother and I had children at home, until I was called away and someone needed me and I had to get up from that spot. And I would pay attention to the time and see how long did I get to sit there and play with myself and play with my art supplies. So yeah, love yourself more and more. Honor your artist. You know, put this piece of art where you can see it. Take your time. When you do wrap it up and I might have said this already today, but how do you know when it's done? For me, it's when I fall in love with it. When I look at it and I don't go, oh, it needs another flower there, another there, or something there, or something there. When I don't know what else to do and it looks beautiful to me, that's when I know it's done. And then I sign it. Also, we do the, oh, I've gone too far or I've messed it up. You can always paint over, you can always color over. Um, it's a challenge to, there's, I have a painting I'm working on in West Virginia, and I call it the worst painting I've ever done. I started on it, it's an oil painting, and I started on it when Vern and I both had the flu. And the background, the first part I did was fabulous, and everyone loved it, my kids and my friend Bonnie. And uh, then I did the next layer, and oh my, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah, but I'm going to keep working on it, and it hangs in West Virginia now, and I work on it when I'm there, and eventually I'll show y'all, and it's not going to be done until I turn it into something beautiful, and it's a female form, of course, and she's growing. Um, yeah, so the same with this, just allow yourself the time to play. If you'd like to share your art with us when you're done in the comments, just post a picture. There's what I got. Can I see what you got, Bud? Can I show? Can you see? It's happy clouds, poofy clouds and sun. All right. So next we are, oh, and I keep forgetting to say, remember to sign and date your work. Sign and date your work. If nothing else, for a historical record. And one day you'll look back with different eyes. Um, so next week, we will be talking about recovering a sense of faith. And next week is week 12. And, oh, we're only 40 minutes in. What else could I show you? This was a shorter chapter this week. We'll talk a little more about autonomy and hearing your own voice. Um, like for me, with the relationship I'm in, it has been suggested to me that I even say the sentence to my significant other, please be quiet, I'd like to hear my own thoughts right now. Um, and as mothers or parents, we sometimes have to remove ourselves from the chaos of our family and go alone, and this again is honoring our artist self. Go alone somewhere where we can be alone with our thoughts and find out where we do stand and what this irritation perhaps is coming from, if we're feeling certain feels. I really like making those irises like that. I made a blue one. Oh, how about you might want to add some birds in your sky, which would be silhouetted against the sky. I'm going to use purple because I don't have any black out on my palette. But typically, when you see a bird up there in flight, it just looks like that. And we got to give him a friend. Happy together. I'm going to put a little highlight on the top of their wings. This is one of those places you don't want to go too far because these guys are far away, so we don't want to put a lot of detail and a lot of thought into what those little birds look like. But I see another one showed up over here all by itself. It's been a thing going on with the birds. Are you still breathing and enjoying the process? I hope. So remember to breathe in and out. Feed yourself good thoughts. Perhaps a positive affirmation on here would be something you want to add. We keep coming back to that one, treating myself as a precious object. Object makes it so. Um, I am here now, or be here now. As a reminder, I like to put that on my art and put that in my art room. Just the words be here now, or now here, nowhere. I'm just gazing to see who is here. I'll be curious to see y'all's art. I hope you'll join us next week, which will be the last week of the Artist's Way. That does not mean that's the end of Creative Companions. Giving much thought little thought, letting Spirit tell me how to continue on once we finish Julia Cameron's book, The Artist Way. I'm going to read you something I like to read, and I used to have this posted on my art room door so that I would read it every time as I went in to create art. And again, it's about honoring that and honoring that me that I know I am and can be the highest self. So I'm just going to take some deep breaths in closing. Thank you for spending this almost hour with me and with all of us. And I love you. I appreciate you. I appreciate that you show up and do the thing. I'm going to read this thing to you now. I dwell in the secret place of Most High. This is my own mind. All thoughts entertained by me conform to harmony, peace, and goodwill. My mind is the dwelling place of happiness, joy, and a deep sense of security. All thoughts that enter my mind contribute to my joy, peace, and general welfare. I live, move, and have my being in the atmosphere of good fellowship, love, and compassion. I am at peace in my mind with all members of my household and all of mankind. The same good I wish for myself, I wish for all. I am living in the house of love now. I claim peace and happiness, for now I dwell in the house of love. So there you have it. Love yourself more and more and more and more. Y'all live in the house of love now. You're welcome. I love you. Have the best week. Take yourself on a date. Create something beautiful. Share it with us. I love you. Peace out.